Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a supernatural psychological thriller film, The Sixth Sense. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. Malcolm, a famous child psychologist, is a workaholic. He has a considerate wife, who supports him even when neglected by him, because they love each other. Malcolm is granted son of Philadelphia by the mayor, which means he has become the leading child psychologist of this city. One night, however, his wife suddenly finds the window is broken, and pieces of glass fall on the ground. Wondering what happened, they see a dark shadow flitting by. Malcolm risks to go and take a look. In the bathroom, there is a man naked, with a sad and helpless look in his eyes. Malcolm is going to call the police, when the man sobs out his story. He was a patient of Malcolm, when he was a young boy 10 years ago. Born in a single family, he suffered from a serious mood disorder, and was called a freak. As it was a rare disease, Malcolm had no idea how to deal with it. He told the little boy he would cure him, but he simply gave him up. A decade passed by. Now the grown-up suffers even worse, a twisted mind. So now he sneaks into the house, and yells at Malcolm, blaming him for giving him up. Malcolm says that he's willing to try to cure him now, but the furious man won't listen to him. He shoots Malcolm on the belly, before shooting himself dead. Stricken by the incident, Malcolm is regretful and upset. To compensate for his fault, Malcolm tries hard to look for patients who suffer from a similar disease. At last, he finds a 9-year-old boy named Cole. The profile shows his parents are divorced. He is socially isolated, and diagnosed with a possible mood disorder. After he has followed the boy for some time, Malcolm gets a chance to talk to him. He introduces himself, then tries to keep the conversation going, by talking about the boy's toys. But Cole is cautious. He asks the doctor if he can see him again, then turns back. One morning, Cole's mom is preparing breakfast for Cole in the kitchen. She turns around to fetch something. But when she comes back in just a second, she is shocked to find all the drawers are open. Cole apologizes that he was looking for sandwich biscuits. As she is aware of her son's mood disorder, she tells him not to blame himself. After breakfast, Cole runs out. A boy waits for him on the roadside. He takes over Cole's school bag, and the two merrily go to school. Seeing that, Mom worries no more, as her son seems not lonely at school. But what she hasn't seen is her son is bullied right after they come to the corner. That boy calls Cole a freak, gives back his school bag, and takes the cash from Cole. Cole pays him to pretend to be a friend. In order to cure Cole as soon as possible, Malcolm drops by. While he waits for Cole to be back from school, Cole's mom seems to ignore him, as if she didn't care about her son's disease. Soon Cole's is back. He lies to Mom that his classmates like to be with him, so as not to let his mom worry about him. Malcolm is so moved by Cole. When his mom goes to prepare for dinner, Malcolm starts the topic about Cole's disease. But the boy still doesn't want to talk about it, though he knows Malcolm really wants to help him. Because Cole has seen so many doctors, yet none of them can help him. So he persuades Malcolm not to waste time on him. Not knowing what else he can do, Malcolm has to leave. Today is their wedding anniversary. Malcolm goes straightly to the familiar restaurant. His wife has been sitting at the table for quite a long time. He explains to her that he's not meant to be late, but he's got some trouble with the patient. However, his wife says nothing, as if she were not satisfied with him. When the attendant passes her the bill, she immediately signs her name on it, without even taking a look at Malcolm. She just whispers happy anniversary, then picks up her bag and leaves. Malcolm feels sorry, but there's nothing he can do. Family or work is always a dilemma, and Malcolm chooses his work. He follows Cole every day, asking about his life and past. One day, Malcolm sees a man visiting his home. His wife shows him her hospitality. Malcolm hears the man compliment her from the study room. He gets angry, and walks to the window to keep a close watch. The man seems to have sensed his hostility, and he leaves. Malcolm realizes that he has to make a plan, and leave some time for his wife now. In the history class, the teacher asks the students, who knows what the place of their school was 100 years ago. Cole volunteers to answer it was an execution ground. They used to hang people here. The teacher negates his answer, saying their school used to be a court. Seemingly irritated, Cole calls the teacher by his name in anger, demanding the teacher not to look at him in such a way, for he hates it. When the teacher tries to see what's wrong with Cole, Cole reveals the teacher's secret that they called him Stuttering Stanley when he was a boy. Covering his eyes with his hands, Cole repeats Stuttering Stanley. In anger, the teacher calls Cole a freak, but gives away his stutter, which shocks everybody in the classroom. When Malcolm knows this, he reaches Cole for a deep talk. But still, Cole doesn't want to open his mouth. Malcolm takes out a coin and plays a poor magic, but Cole sees through it. When Malcolm comes back home, their wedding video is being played. Malcolm's eyes are wet by the happiest moments. He stands up to look for his wife and happens to find a bottle of antidepressant on the shelf. He has no idea when she developed depression. Malcolm feels upset and wonders whether he is right in focusing too much time on his work. One day, a neighbor's boy invites Cole to come to his birthday party, which makes Cole's mom very happy, as people around them don't like Cole. It is the first time Cole is invited in a year, but this is not genuine friendliness either. Two boys trick on him and lock him inside the loft. It is a nightmare to Cole, as he hears many people crying for help in the loft. He slaps on the door and begs the children to let him out. When his mom comes to save him out, Cole is already in a coma. Malcolm comes to see Cole after that incident. He is going to tell Cole a bedtime story, before Cole asks him why he looks so upset. So Malcolm tells Cole his story. He is busy with his work and can't accompany his wife, for he can't be indifferent, seeing the children inflicted by illness. In a hesitation, Cole opens his mind to Malcolm for the first time. Tears in his eyes, Cole tells Malcolm that he can see ghosts. They are walking around him like the living people, but the ghosts can't see one another, and they can only see what they want to see. Some ghosts even don't know they're dead, but all the ghosts can see him, and he can see them too. Malcolm doesn't believe Cole's words. He only thinks perhaps the boy is so seriously ill that he has illusions. Feeling incapable of healing Cole, Malcolm wants to give up. In the evening, when Mom helps Cole put off his clothes, she finds new scars on her son's back, apparently cut by others with a sharp knife. She calls the neighbor and warns them not to bully her son anymore. At night, when Cole goes to the toilet, he feels someone flitting by behind him. Turning around, he sees a woman with a terrible face. Cole runs to his tent in a panic, where all kinds of saints are displayed. In his heart, it is a holy place for himself to be saved. At dinner, Mom asks Cole why he always takes away the pendant that late Grandma left her. Cole consoles Mom he knows she misses Grandma. But when people think they've lost loved ones, they didn't lose them, they are only in the other place. But Moan is angry that Cole takes away the pendant as a toy, and that he doesn't confess it. She loses her temper and asks Cole to get out. When Cole walks out of the dining room, he sees a bleeding boy. Frightened, Cole runs into Mom's arms and pleads with her to allow him to sleep together with her. When Malcolm comes back home, he finds that man again, who sits close to his wife. They look intimate, and his wife presents him with a gift. In a rage, Malcolm breaks the window glass. He leaves home and goes to see Cole. He tells Cole that he might not come to see him anymore, for he wants to make a change and spend more time with his wife. Cole is upset and asks Malcolm not to give him up. He doesn't want to live in terror anymore. Cole continues to ask if Malcolm believes in him, but Malcolm gives no answer. Back at home, Malcolm thinks of the man who shot himself dead in their bathroom. He finds the tape recorded when he treated him 10 years ago, and hears someone asking for help at the blank between their conversation. This finding shocks Malcolm. He begins to believe what Cole said. He finds Cole in the church where they first met, and tells the boy that the ghosts are possibly coming to him, asking for help. Maybe when Cole helps them solve their problems, the ghosts will leave him. At night, Cole is woken up by someone crying. He is scared, and runs to the tent for God's protection. But he sees a girl inside who is vomiting. Cole runs away in a panic. Then he thinks of what Malcolm has said to him. He then goes back to the tent to ask the girl if she needs help. The next day, Cole takes Malcolm to the girl's funeral. From the girl's bedroom, Cole finds a tape and gives it to her dad, in which she recorded the true cause of her death. She was poisoned by her stepmother. Knowing the truth, her father is full of tears. Then Cole gives the girl's sister a doll, and tells her that her sister will always protect her. From then on, the girl never comes to Cole again. Malcolm was right, all the ghosts who come around Cole don't intend to scare him. Instead, they want to ask him for help. Cole is not annoyed by his ability to see the dead anymore. He has his mission now and helps more ghosts to realize their unfinished will. He finds happiness in doing so, and the teachers and classmates see his change. They begin to come close to Cole and play with him. At the graduation ceremony, they perform an opera. Cole even gets the chance to play the leading role of King Arthur. Seeing that change in Cole, Malcolm laughs and praises Cole for his wonderful performance at the opera. Cole smiles happily, playing the sword, and tells Malcolm a secret to mend his relationship with his wife. He tells Malcolm to speak to her when she is asleep, so that his words will come into her mind. Malcolm doesn't give much thought to what the boy said. As time goes by, Malcolm feels closer to Cole. But since Cole's life has turned to normal, it's time for the doctor to go. Cole says goodbye with a smile. On the way home, there's a traffic jam. While waiting, Mom apologizes to Cole for not watching his opera performance. However, Cole hesitates for a while, and then decides to tell Mom his secret. He says there's a traffic accident ahead of them. A woman is killed and is standing in front of their car. Mom is frightened, but Cole continues, saying the ghosts come to him only to ask for help. Looking at Mom's shocking face, Cole asks in a worried voice if she thinks him a freak too. Mom looks at him and says seriously that in her mind, he's never a freak. Hearing that, Cole feels encouraged, and he continues to say that he often sees Grandma too. Grandma wanted him to help her apologize to Mom, for Grandma didn't take away the pendant on purpose. But she loved it so much that she couldn't help doing that. Grandma also wanted Cole to tell Mom that she went to see Mom dancing. But she just didn't appear in Mom's sight because of their previous quarrel, which however, caused Mom to believe that Grandma wouldn't like to watch her performance. Mom bursts into tears on hearing this, and Cole continues. Once Mom asked a question in front of Grandma's tomb, and Grandma asked Cole to tell Mom that her answer was every day. Cole asks Mom what the question was. Mom sobs that she asked Grandma whether she had ever made her proud. Mom holds Cole into her arms, and they cry. When Malcolm returns home, the wedding video is still playing, and his wife is lying on the sofa asleep. Looking at her face, he tells her how much he misses her, and his wife responds she misses him too, asking him why he left her. Malcolm is puzzled, and says he never left. When his wife turns back, a ring falls down to the floor. It is exactly Malcolm's wedding ring. Looking at his bare finger, Malcolm remembers what Cole told him. Some ghosts don't even remember they are dead. Because of that, Malcolm stands up hastily, and suddenly gets to know why Cole's mom seemed to ignore him, why his wife seemed to ignore him too, why he could never open the door at home, why he's jealous of, but couldn't get rid of the man who approached his wife, and why the wedding video is always playing when he's back. At last, he realizes that he was shot dead due to that accident. Accepting the fact, Malcolm comes to his wife to say good night, telling her she is always the most important in his heart. And the wife replies good night in her dream, before his leaving. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Peace out.